Welcome back, Wild Ham fam. Now then, today I have got some clues for you. I have got, an empty tub, some wax, tray, and little baggies.
Yeah.
Now then, what are we going to do?
You already know what we're going to do because you've read the description.
I know what we're going to do. They know what we're going to do. That's the one I use for my popping out of things. Not me, but you know.
Yeah.
And a diamond painting pen, which is just giving it away somewhat. But, right, so, this is how you get most of them. Some of them come with a foam roll in the middle.
Some of them come in a box.
Some of them come in a box, but you pay more for box ones, trust me. Right. So this one is going to show you more what sort of things the bigger range ones are. Now this is 30 by 40 and it's good old Tink in a stained glass window.
Yeah.
I've done one of Cinderella that I think I showed you in a previous one, but I really love these. It's 30 by 40, but if you noticed when you were zoomed in, this is what I was talking about with different codes. It's like you've got plus, and then it's got the colours numbers. Now, most companies adhere to the same colouring, but their shades can be different from mix to mix. So I'll show you in a later vlog how I work it all through. Anyway, so you've got your bit, so you know the first thing you do when they arrive is obviously open it out, check there's no, I've got, see what I mean, there's a different diamond painting pen in here. Ooh, they're clear and sparkly, so I'll be using those. And there's an attachment for 3, hang on, if I get this out, you can see what I mean. So we've got a nice big posh tray, a bigger piece of wax, but I'm still working on this one, so, you know. Right, so this bad boy has an attachment for 10 diamond drills. So you can pick them up if you get them in a line and then place all 10. I've never tried it. So, honestly, we will see together whether it actually works. And there's also one that just does 3, I think that is. Or is that 4? No, it's 4. That one does 4. They look a bit like vacuum nozzles, don't they? But this one's supposed to do 4, and then you've got the normal 1-1 on that 1-1.
1-1.
Also,
1-1.
in a lot of these ones, you get some bags, but you never get enough bags for the amount you have. So I think what most people, or what some people do, is do the whole colour, you know, but on a 30 by 40 that would be boring as anything, really. It's different when you've got small ones, but no. But no, and so there's never enough little bags in there for that, and I tend to use my heavier duty ones. And as I said, I use these and use these and use these. These do not last for reusing more than 2 or 3 times, if you're lucky. Right. So that stuff I normally just put to one side because I've got all my bits. But this is where it gets in, well, a bit more fiddly. Now then, this is the best thing in the world. So these are the packets they come in. Now then, on here, when you have a lot of colours, you know, I think that's Darren's writing saying 40, which means there's 40 different colours for this window with Tink in it. Now, this numbering is the code number of your colours. This are the symbols that go with that code. So if it's a cross, you know it's colour 152. This is the reason why, as you saw in the previous one, what I'll do is, rather than writing on a bit of sticky tape ABC like I did with the sparkly ones, what I write, or I don't write at all actually, I cut out these two bits and stick them on there. So I've got my code and the number it goes to. This amount here, 3, means there's 3 of these little baggies for that colour. And that shows you how many, that shows you how many drills you get.
Just you're moving everything around, darling, so I can't actually get to where it is.
Sorry.
So,
I don't mean to.
They're the bits on the bags.
Yeah.
We'll do the numbers on the bags
Right.
in a minute when we get to that.
I'll show you. I can show you actually. Oh, it's just
Not on a
one.
dark colour.
No. Right. So you've got 827 written on the bags.
Yep.
Okay. So if you if you look up 827, okay, that's actually 3 in a light blue background on the thing. So 827, I should have 3 bags. I do, and this is why they're all ticked. Now the thing is, usually I can't remember how many you get in a bag. Usually, I think it's about 200. Yeah. You can get big bags through that are quite thick and quite large, and they hold 1,000 of whatever colour. So, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now then, when we get them in, we make sure that we've got the amount of bags we should have for that colour. Now the reason that is important is because if you don't notice that they might have sent you, say, one too less, sort of thing, or one less than they should have done, or they might have sent another colour instead of the one you actually wanted. Doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened to me quite a few times, so we check. And not only that, I mean, it's quite good because if you've got any loose drills in here, it means essentially that you can oh my brain. Yeah, if you've got any loose drills in here, it means you stand a better chance of being able to find where they belong. And this is where these bags come in. So you put your code and you cut out your code and your symbol, stick it on the bag, and then match it with your bags there. This is a more long-winded process. What I will do is I'll show you how I do it on the overhead camera, and then what I'll do is I'll get down and just stop it after a few I've done, because I could be here a good hour sorting this out. And there's no point in even speeding up time to show you, so I'll get Darren to record normal time while I'm doing the first ones. But I will prep it first just by cutting out these sections, so I've got them ready, and then I'll show you a few at normal time on my camera. And then once I've done a few so you can see what I'm doing, I'll do the rest of them off film, and then we'll start it up at fast speed when we start with the old diamond painting itself. So yeah, I mean 30 by 40 is quite a good size. Again, if you've got really small details, you're not going to pick them up. But something I have noticed, and this will be new for you, these are square drills. So me saying about using these this time, didn't lie because I didn't know. But I forgot to mention that these drills are actually square, which means the bad boy I'll be using for these are the tweezers, the pin nosed tweezers sort of thing.
It's easier to line them up.
It is easier to line them up. I mean, if they're good drills as well, it's really excellent because you can sometimes pick 2 or 3 up in a go with the thing. But don't run before you can jump.
Walk.
That's the one. Don't
run before you can walk.
Never mind, I'm challenged. So also that means that there's no need for wax at all. So, you know. Right, guys. So, I will see you on the other camera. And I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay? See you soon. Right, guys. So, as you can see, I've sort of sorted them. The reason this pile's so messy is the single little baggy ones, and I just find it easier to have them like that, basically on their own. And then I've just done a mix of, from say the first number, which is 152, and I've taken that through to before 550, and then that's 550 to 817, because this is 819, sorry, 818 even, and it'll come before these, which is 3707. Basically, I've sorted them into numerical order because I find it easier. Now, this is the strip I told you that I'd cut out. So you've got the code number and the the code for the thing and the number for the colour. Now, the reason I do this is because in my for better words or terminology, for my shoe, like in my shoebox, any spare drills that are numbered like this go in their little baggies, and then if there are ones that match completely, out of all the 152s, if I might have 2 or 3 shades, so most of them you don't have a lot of shades, but some of them do, just depends on the mix. And if I've got one that matches exactly, I put them together, if that makes sense. So then if something comes along that hasn't got enough of one colour, but I might have spares for, and it just, I'm sort of like obsessive about keeping them sorted into some sort of order. And also, if you want to do your own projects, it's quite handy to know what colours are there. Right, the other thing that I do is I count out the amount of bags I need. Now, I have noticed I've got one bag here, and the reason that bag's here is because the drills were coming out. So rather than do anything like trying to sellotape a bag that's not going to sellotape very easily, I sort of put a band around it. So one of these won't be needed, but it doesn't matter. I'll put that away once we come to it. Right, so there you go. You've got your colours ready. You've got your strip of paper. I've got my scissors. And I am ready. So there's 2 ways I can go about this. I'm going to show you, say, if I show you, give an example of 3. Now obviously the more of a certain colour there is, the more the baggies are. So what I'm going to do, or what you can do more to the point, is you can just do, I'm just hoping you can see me if I sit forward a little bit. Right, be really careful with this, guys. Right, so there you go. I've got a code and I've got the number. So I'll take a bit of sellotape, which is essential. By the way, if I've got the colour but the colour doesn't match with any of the colours, like say they're lighter or darker or what have you, I just put them in my shoebox as is, whatever's left. So you've got 152 there and the code, so automatically you know what you're looking for. Now then, you can do that and then put in, so pull that out, look for your 152, which is over here, because remember, if you haven't got a number in your pile in the order, odds on it's in there, but always double check. So I've got 152, 152. Now then, first things first, as I said, there's 2 ways of doing this, so I'm going to show you the two ways basically by showing you three baggies. You'll see what I mean when you see what I mean. Right, so what I do is I will only do this with 3, because any more than this you start running the risk of having a meltdown, or more to the point of drills escaping. And I have a little rubbish bag beside me. It's actually a hamster food bag that's empty, and I just pop my rubbish in there so I'm not stretching anywhere. So just very carefully upend the drills in the bag, and hey presto, oh, one tried to escape. So as I said, you've got your 152 and you've got your 152. Now then, I know I'm going into a lot of detail on this, but that is because I am only showing you 3. So then I take my little baggie and I put it in my tub. So you've got the number showing, so you know where you are basically. I've got a spare tray that I'm going to be using, so I put it so I know where I am as well. It's just a quicker way of finding it. Right, the other way of doing it, it looks pretty similar, to be honest. It's just preference really. So you cut off your bit again. I have to sort this out at some point. Oh, that's way too much sellotape. Anybody think I was rusty, people? Right. So you put that on your bag like so. Flip it or hold it down with something. Sometimes I use a tray or tweezers. Where's my tweezers? There we go. Right, so you've done that bag's number and code, and then you cut off another one. You can see where I'm going with this. It's not exactly rocket science, people. It really isn't, but I'm just showing you the 2 ways you can do it. 40 colours isn't a bad amount of colour. I actually quite like having loads and loads of different colours because it keeps it more interesting. You'd be amazed the types of purple you can get. The other thing is, if your bag does this and it sort of creases up and what have you, you can always move the sellotape or remove the sellotape bit off under the air hole and then straighten it, which I'll probably show you in a sec. Right, so carry on like this, doing each bag and sticking the number on. This is actually one of my preferred methods. I used to do it the other way, but I found that by doing that I find it a lot less confusing. When it comes to this one, I will actually empty the gems into it and lay it that way in its place, because by doing that I'm not forgetting that I've already got a bag for that. Because believe me, I can forget. I'm really good at forgetting, in fact. So yeah, I mean, it's the same thing again. So say all of them are on the bags, okay? So you've got your starting point, right? So you've got 154, which happens to be 4 bags. So I will cut them into being 2. Because it's just easier putting it in the bag. And this is where I'd normally do, I'm worried that you can't see, guys, but like you've got bubbly bits in this. Actually, it's not too bad, so I may leave it, but if it's really bad and bubbly, you can usually pick this off quite easily where the bubbles are. No, it's not that bad at all. If you can't get it easily, like I've just demonstrated, then it's fine. Right, so I've got 2 lots of 2 because I had 4 in a row. The other thing is, you might get, say, with black, which is 310. I know the code off by heart for black. You get usually that more than any other colour as a rule. And I've had like 2,000 or sorry 200, no, what am I talking about? I've had like 23, 24 bags. I think actually the most I had was 84 at one point. But you might get that, say, in the big chunky ones I've said to you about, that I'll show you if and when we come to them. And you may get it in, say, quite a few little single bags that have split off, or different size bags that have split off. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen basically. And if these drills were sticky and sticking together, so there's our 154 done. If they were sticking together badly, then I'd be inclined to wash them in a tea strainer thing that I can't actually find at the moment because all my diamond painting stuff's together. And I've put it somewhere safe. Right. So here we go, 159. So, 159. Just a little 2-pack this time. But yeah, as I said, you do not need to see me doing all this. I mean, the only reason I'm showing you 3 really is because it's easier for me to explain and show you this way. Always make sure that the bag is on the inside. Give it a little tap, and don't cut too close to the actual drills. You won't damage them, it's just they go everywhere and it's an absolute nuisance. So guys, the next time this starts, it will be all sorted out, and I'll have a full case, all numbered, all looking lovely and lined up, and all ready to be doodahed aid. Okay, so see you in a mo. Right guys, we're down to the last couple, and basically I decided to show you like this because when we looked at the screen afterwards, or when Darren did,
parts of it were missing.
Parts of it were missing because I didn't have my hands far enough forward. We'll sort it out at a later date, but well, it won't matter because tomorrow we'll get it adjusted for where exactly I want it. But there you go, you got 3801, which I'll pop in the back of here. And yeah, I know. Yeah, so we're on the last one now, which is 3865. I did end up putting all the numbers on the bags in the end and just going through. And as I said, I thought you guys would find it quite boring even watching that at speed, so I didn't see the point in having a big long thing of it.
Took about an hour and 40 minutes, about an hour and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah, all in all, this is about an hour and a half it's taken me to do. Which you might, blimey, I haven't even laid a drill yet. You're right, I haven't. But
it's the preparation work. It's
the prep work. And I like to do the prep work. I enjoy doing the check off when the stuff arrives. I get quite excited about that.
So you don't have to do it, so it's there. But you could go through one at a time.
But honestly, I think that would take you longer, and it's a lot more fiddly and a lot more prone for mistakes.
You're going to have to lean over. You're going to have to lean over stuff that you haven't done. So you'll get the sticky bit taken off.
Got a hamster food bag absolutely full of these. And another reason it's actually a good idea to have a bag at the side of you that you can just get rid of is because if you're not sure on your numbers and you've done one, or you've got some spares and what have you, and you don't notice and you've made a mistake somewhere along the line, it's actually easier to see then what numbers were most recently done before, sort of thing. But no, I mean, it's trial and error for everybody, and you know, that's fair enough. So I also saved the little picture that I got on the thing because I used that for my book I've said to you about before. I'm trying to... Oh, I'm looking for the thing that I've stuck on the bags. It's all right.
But you've stuck on the bags.
Yeah.
You stuck them on the bags.
So that long strip, as you say, as you see, it's now on here, and it just gives you... That was a bit mucky, that one of mine, but I can see what that is. It's one of those star keys, isn't it?
Asterisks.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and essentially what I do is, as I go through and do them, I was thinking about it actually while I was doing this, and I think I will give it a go with the square drills with the wax pen things.
Yeah.
I've never tried it. I've always assumed that tweezers were easier because I just found them easy. Or I found them easier than the wax pencil.
They're possibly going to be easier to line up.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Because when you pick up the drill, you're going to have to twist it to make sure it goes in the right angle.
That's right. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, essentially, so I've got to take that out because, I mean, that'll give you a clue. That's only half of them. But yeah, I mean...
There's 40 of them, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 40 there. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I'm quite at half, but I just went up to 999 on this side, or the number closest to it that was. Believe it or not, this is nowhere near the most I've had drills-wise.
You've got some big ones.
I've got some massive ones I haven't started and bits, so yeah. To be honest to goodness knows how long they'll take me to bag up, and the likelihood is I'll probably need Darren's bigger bags for that, or possibly little jars that I've got. But yeah, all in all, really good, really happy with that.
What was
But no, overall I'm really happy with that. That shows you what I leave. I don't bother keeping the bit that says how many bags for number or how many drills there are that you need for this actual thing. Because those two numbers aren't necessary. I've taken everything off of that, so that will go in my recycling rubbishy bit. And then that just leaves me with this bad boy, and I will show you that in a moment, which won't be in a moment. I'll be wearing a different t-shirt because it'll actually be another day, but it'll seem like a moment to you. Hi Wellham fam, welcome back. Bonnie's mooching around, as you can see, with very full cheeks. I didn't show them anything. Daddy'd blur it out if they saw that anyway. No. Right, with the diamond painting that I'm doing at the moment, for me to be able to do it comfortably, I've done quite a long bit that you'd have seen first. And it's fine, but it's taken me a few days to recover. So I thought if I sit comfortably in my hovel, do my diamond painting, and hopefully at some stage I'll get one of those neck holding things so you can see me doing it right the way throughout. But because I really want to sort of crack on with it, I thought, well, if we go from where you've just seen it to that section being done, and what I'll do is I'll do a few different colours in different sections. You get to see the colours then, basically. I'll make a note of which ones you've seen being put on, and you get to see it come together that way. But at the moment, the best bet is for me to, use of a better term, do it leaning back where I can't really, well, we could have the camera there, but I'd have a bar on my face pretty much. And yeah, I don't need that. By the way, guys, I don't know what's going on with my hair at the moment, but it's gone major frizzy. Do you think there's a storm coming, Bon? Do you? She said, I don't know. Don't care much, Mum. I want more food. 3 guesses where we keep their treats. Anyway, guys, that's all for me for now. And you will see much, much more of the diamond painting as and how we do it. And then it may go back to being all colours. It depends purely on if I get one of those head ones or neck ones, or if any of you know and can advise, please do, because at present we've got 3 different types of three, sort of 4 if you count the one that snapped, that we can still use in part of, but that was the very first one Darren got actually. But no, if any of you can recommend actually something, because what essentially I want is something that ideally I can attach my phone to, so I can look at the bits through the phone, so you've got the light from the phone going on then, and it's videoing at the same time, and I can see like I am seeing now with talking to you guys. So yeah, that's what I want. So I've looked at a few pictures and that, but honestly, if any of you guys have any clue, really would be helpful. I say, seriously though, what is up with my hair? I reckon there must be static in the air or something, Darren, because it does.
No,
I mean,
there's a Bonnie in the air.
you just sort of gave them a diverse look. That's charming, though, isn't it, peeps? Anyway, guys, I will see you soon and do a proper end bit. But if you're wondering why I'm wearing a lot of different t-shirts, it's because this has been done over time. I'll tell you how much time each segment costs. Costs? Don't know. I'll tell you how much time the segments are. And more importantly, I will give you an end count as best as I can. Because we only realised after I'd done the... Oh, I can't remember what it was now. It was something I did anyway. We gave 2 less hours than we initially thought, because Darren only found that written down afterwards and hadn't added it in. So yeah. Anyway, this girl wants me, so she needs a bit of balmy attention. Yeah. And that's her sliding behind the dragon. So I will say, bye, see you soon.